So I thought I would show you how to make creamer from the sweetened condensed that I showed you how to use, or sorry, how to make earlier. One jar, this was made a few days ago, of sweetened condensed. I did show you that, it'll go down. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, I make a double batch. So I'm going to use this bowl. I'm going to pour the whole jar of sweetened condensed milk in here. My husband and I, we use about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of creamer per cup of coffee. We drink very big cups of coffee. It is what it is. Some of us like coffee more than others. So from here, you do have options. I usually do just a simple vanilla. Now, no matter what creamer you make, you have to add vanilla to it. If you don't, then all you have is sweetened milk. Now, if that's what you want, you go right ahead and do that. But generally speaking, a base is your sweetened condensed with vanilla and milk. From there, if you like pumpkin pie, the pumpkin pie flavoring, add some spices to it. You can add 2 tablespoons of your pumpkin pie seasoning straight to this, blend that in there, and you've got pumpkin pie creamer. You can do the same thing with apple pie spice. You can do just about any flavor you can get. Now, I personally would not use those little flavorings because I personally find them to be very mechanical tasting, and nobody likes mechanical anything. So anyway, what I do is I've got my 1 jar, and then I add, because this is basically 2 servings of your canned sweetened condensed, it is 2 tablespoons per can. So you're going to add, this is home, I'm just using this, that's why it's lighter than most people would see. I make this myself. So I just use the plastic bottle. I know I should use glass, but guess what? I don't have a jar or a bottle this small, or this size, I guess I'll say. Anyway, that's 2, 3, and that's our 4. So, I do have a paper towel over here that I'm setting things on. Wrong lid. From here, per can, I take the can, I empty out the contents. This is before I started making my own sweetened condensed, like, I think 7 years ago. So what I used to do was I would take the 1 can of sweetened condensed I'd buy at the store, and then empty that, and then fill that same can up with milk 2.5 times. So, because I double it, that's 5 cups of milk, or roughly the same thing. Anyway, so I'll have my milk. I'm going to measure out 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you hear the accent and you're thinking, well, none of that looks like anything I'd buy here in the U.S. Yeah, that's because, yes, I'm American. I'm from Tennessee, but I'm in the U.K. So that's why things will look different. I've had to learn how to make things work. So you'll see that, when something calls for milk, it's still milk. Just has a different jug, different store. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I use these little milk bottles. They're 1 liter. And so this will make 2. I have a funnel. So I've mixed my stuff together. All you have to do is take your whisk and you're just going to mix. You don't want to whisk too hard. Don't put a lot of air in there. There's no sense in it. Now, some people do heat this. I don't. I don't mind it this way. This is the way that my husband and I actually prefer it. And that's what I'm doing. So, you can feel your sweetened condensed at the bottom of the bowl. As you whisk this in, you will no longer feel it. So when you get to the point of you don't feel it, that's when it's ready to go into your jars and then into the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. And all you do is just pour some into your cup, add your coffee, and you'll learn, how much or how little or whatever that you like. If you end up not liking it, maybe you like flavors. Maybe you just don't like any creamer. That's up to you. But for those that do like creamer and are like, I don't know how to make this myself and I don't like that powder stuff at the store, this gives you an option and maybe you'll like it. Okay, so I've poured it in. There's your creamer. All you gotta do now is just put your lid on and put this in the refrigerator. It's good until the expiration date on your milk. Ours doesn't generally last this long. These two will last us pretty much all week. So about 7 days. But if you like creamer more, it's easy to make. Anyway, I hope that this helps, and I hope you have a very wonderful day. Thanks.